to open tonight's rally, please give the warmest of welcomes to Tamil Solidarity activist Isai Pryia.
Friends, comrades, 65.3 million, that is 1 in every 113 people when compared to the world population, have been displaced from their homes by conflict and persecution in 2015, and this is according to the UNHCR Global 10 reports. War, repressive regime, and poverty continue to be the main reason for this huge refugee crisis. But these wars are a direct result of the foreign policies of governments that are putting their own self-interest above the interests of innocent lives. British government, for example, have voted to Iraq war to bomb Syria against the demands of millions of people who have marched and protested against them. The same government tells us that we have to compromise on our vital services such as education, healthcare, and housing because there isn't enough money. But they continue to spend vast amount of money into wars and bombs. The maths is not adding up. Donald Trump, fortunately, I haven't got enough time to talk about him, but he is talking about building, let me get this right, impenetrable, physical, tall, powerful, beautiful southern wall between the US and Mexico. Good luck to him. But this is not the only wall that is being talked about being built. The UK ministers are going to spend a further £17 million to build a Calais wall to stop refugees coming into Britain. These cruel policies are not going to stop desperate individuals who are trying to save their lives. So instead of wasting money on walls and bombs and walls, why not spend that on education, healthcare, or rescue services to try and save at least some migrants' life from drowning from crossing the Mediterranean Sea? As Ian mentioned, 3,800 migrants have died or gone missing in that journey. And for the refugees that have managed to make through their so-called journey alive, they're then faced with the reality of the new situation. Huge austerity measures across Europe means that they are struggling to get a decent life. The current governments across the globe are continuing to treat refugees as criminals and denying them of basic human rights. For example, if you're a refugee, you're not allowed to work in the UK. Language and medical helps are not given to those that have gone through a traumatic experience. And in the UK, there has been an increase in the number of refugees being arrested and put in detention camps. These may be called detention camps, but for those that have been detained and came out, as their own words say, it feels like a prison. Their only crime is that they have been refugees. And it's funny though, because while they're not allowed to work outside, they are encouraged to work within the detention centers, with the detention camps for £1 per hour. In other words, used as cheap, very cheap labor. And we demand that these detention centers are shut down. Tamil Solidarity has been working with trade unionists, socialists, and activists to improve the conditions for all, to link the Tamil struggle with the workers' movement in Britain. And we have been taking part in Socialism Weekend for the last couple of years. We thank the Socialist Party for giving us an opportunity to hold a public discussion on defending refugees and fighting deportation that we had a session on yesterday. And we had speakers from Tamil Solidarity, activists from refugee rights, and DIME. And Tamil Solidarity has helped in setting up the campaign Refugee Rights. And these activists were forced to come together and to put up a resistance against the lack of rights they face as refugees and against the cuts that is causing the lack of jobs, homes, and services available for all, because these are not individual issues but are connected. It is these cuts that are not providing the help or the language and the services that everyone requires. And since then, they have organized and have had several discussions and taken part in various protests and demonstrations and raised demands like allow right to work and stop deportation, which was well received in the protest. And they learned a very valuable lesson, which I think we all learned the hard way, is that No rights were ever just given to us. They were won by us coming together, getting organized, and fighting for them. Thank you, comrades.